Hi guys, how are you? Good morning for you who are just waking up. Good afternoon, good evening, and I'm so glad that you've tuned in and decided to watch this channel of Winfred Cooking Made Easy at Home. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing and telling friends. Thank you for sharing. I can see the numbers growing. We have a long way to go, but I'm glad that you have tuned in and you're going to subscribe, for those of you who have never subscribed. Now today we are going to learn how to make an easy sandwich using a sandwich maker, and how I do my sandwich is how you're going to learn how to do it today. So if you have been to the stores and seen the sandwich maker and it never crossed you could make sandwiches at home, well, today you're in luck because we are going to make one, and I hope you enjoy making it. Now, to help us make a sandwich today is green pepper, some bit of tomatoes, onions, carrots, and garlic, and just a drizzle of oatmeal. Now, we start off by shredding our carrot. I'll grate mine. I'm going to use about 4 eggs. You can go ahead and use as many eggs as you want, but I'm going to use 4 for now. And 1 carrot, because this sandwich is just for 2 people. But if you have a big appetite and you'd want to enjoy more of your sandwich, you can go ahead and make more eggs and more of the ingredients. Now I'm also cutting up my onions to the size of the grated carrots. This will give me a blend of some sort when I'm biting through my sandwich. I've gone for thin slices. Now I'll go ahead and try and divide them up so they appear stringy in my sandwich. You go ahead and do the same if you want to try this out. So these will be my eggs, my onions. These will be the things I'll be using. You don't need a lot. You just need a little bit of everything and your sandwich is ready to go. I'll also slice up my garlic into thin slices. Like I said, you don't need a lot. You just need a few ingredients. So there's no excuse, I don't have much in the house. I'm going to use less just so you can know that you don't need a lot. Just a few would be okay. Like right now I've just used 1 clove, about 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to add a 3rd one and that should do. I'm going to also use 4 eggs and 1 medium tomato and some green pepper. That should be good for my egg sandwich. It is good, guys, when we try out new foods. Sometimes we only think that we can have good food when we eat out, but guess what? We can still have good food, delicious, colorful at home, as and when we feel hungry and in need for food. All you have to do is whip up a few things and you would have yourself a nice meal. Now, as you can see, I'm doing the same thing to the green pepper. I'm slicing them up thin and long so that when I bite through, I can be able to see these colors in my sandwich. As for the tomatoes, we are going to try and drain out the water, so that the juices, so that we just have the tomato in there. We want that red. If I had red bell peppers, that I wouldn't use the tomato, but I don't, so I'll use the tomato and I'll use it tactfully where I'll not use the juices in there. I'll squeeze them out and then just slice the tomato in my sandwich. I'll add some bit of onions, because onions bring out the best of everything. When it comes to cooking, they will give you that taste that is much needed when it comes to food. So those onions will do for me. As you can see, I've literally used half an onion. So that's my onions and green pepper, some bit of garlic. You can go ahead and add garlic if you want to use more than this. This is what I've used for now. And time for me to slice up my tomato. Now, like I said, I don't want this middle bit, so I'll take it out and stick to the red, so my egg doesn't come out with the seeds. I just want the red because I don't have the bell peppers. For those of you who have bell peppers, you can go ahead and just use those. I'm improvising so that I have no excuse as to why I can't come up with a good sandwich at home. These are my ingredients for the sandwich. Time for me to whip up those eggs. And what I'm going to use to help me make the egg sandwich is 5 eggs. I'm using 5 because, as you can see, my size is very small. And because it is small, I will use 5 in order to get that volume of bite-through egg in my sandwich. And I'm going to add some bit of black pepper in there. I'll use some chicken seasoning. This will give me that aroma of the sandwich. Now in my egg, I'm going to put 1/4 spoon of black pepper. This will give me that much needed kick. And I'll just drizzle a bit of the chicken masala. I like the way it smells. I'll put my carrots, tomatoes, and the garlic, the green pepper, and the onions, and then just a drizzle of oatmeal. And together I will blend. I'm just going to put a bit of salt to taste. Now this will be 1/4 spoon of, it's not even 1/4, a tip of a teaspoon, because I don't like my eggs salty. And when I'm done, time for me to whisk. And when you're happy with the way your egg looks after whisking, you can go ahead and fry the egg. Then we start on the sandwich making. For those of you who are watching for the first time, you're welcome. Please subscribe. Remember, subscription is free. Just hit that button, and as and when the videos drop in, you'll be able to get the videos that have just come in, and you'll be able to look up the archives and follow on any of the menus that you find there. Now time for me to fry. Now I'm going to use a tablespoon of oil and try and smear this over. This is to keep my egg from sticking and burning. So once you've established the pan is all covered, you let it sit and then we add the eggs. Now time for me to put the egg. If you see the oil is ready, then you put the egg. I'm trying to spread whatever ingredients are piled up so that the whole egg has bits of everything. As you can see, I'm just trying to get the bit that is on top of the egg so that it can also get a chance to heat up and cook very well. Guys, making sandwiches is really easy, as you can see. You can have this for breakfast, you can have it as brunch, no worries. Now I'm going to use another plate to try and flip my egg over so that it does not break up when I turn it. There you go. Your egg will still stay whole and not broken. Now I'm only trying to get the carrots, green peppers and onions to get ready a bit before I take them off. You want them browned a bit. Now time to flip it over again. Now this is also to brown the other side because initially it was not so brown. Look how it looks like a sandwich. Guys, it's not one. Now time to take it off and then work on the bread that we are going to use to make our sandwich. But before that, I'll slice this up into 4 so that I can be able to make 4 sandwiches out of these 5 eggs. So you go ahead and try as much as you can to make sure that it's equally divided. And as you can see, every bit of the pan of the egg has everything that we've just put in there. Now time for me to butter my bread. I'll butter it on the inside and also butter it on the outside. Why? Because I don't want my sandwich to be dry on the inside, because I'm not going to use cheese. But if you're one who loves cheese, you can go ahead and use cheese and not butter on the inside. Now, when you're buttering, you need to make sure that every corner of your bread is covered. That way you don't get dry bits while you're eating and enjoying your sandwich. Now, I'll butter the top later. For now, I'll butter the insides first, because if I flip over, it will stick on the board, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to go for the inside first, and then the outside bit will come in later. Guys, you can make as many sandwiches as you want. I'm just making 2 simply because it's just me and someone else, and the servings are smaller. Now, when you're certain every bit of your bread is buttered, now I've finished buttering inside, so I'll put my egg on the bread. Now, to butter this side, I'm going to put the bread on another slice that has no butter, and that is just to help me butter the other side of the back of the bread. If you want to get that golden color on your bread, you need to butter everywhere so you don't get burnt bits. Now mine is nicely done. I'll put the bread, the egg. Now I'll try and size it to the size of the bread, and then put the cut off bit on there so that my bread is all covered. And then I'll cover it with this one, and then butter that end as well. Then I'll transfer this to my sandwich maker. I'll transfer this to the sandwich maker. Now I'm doing the second bread. The same thing I did to the first one is what I'm doing to the second one. Why am I doing it that way is because I have 4 slices that need to be buttered and sandwiched. So what I do is I'll do what I did to the first one. I'll do the same to the second one. But in the meantime, my sandwich maker is turned on. You need to preheat it. Depending on what kind of sandwich maker you have, mine needs to be preheated, so it's right now being heated so that when the bread comes in, it does not sit and heat at the same time the bread is. It needs to be that when I get in there, my bread is getting to business and just doing its thing. If you want cheese in your sandwich, you go ahead and put it on top, and then just have yourself a nice breakfast. Now this is the second one. Mine takes in 2. I don't know about you, but mine takes in 2. So I will, now that it's heated, I'm going to take it off, to open it up, and then put my bread. Now I'm sitting my bread in there, and once it turns green, that will show me that it's ready for my bread. And my bread will be ready to take out. Now I've put it in. I've put the sandwich in, but the light is red. So when it turns green, I will know that my bread is ready to take out and be on my way closer to enjoying the sandwich. Now, time for me to open up and check on my sandwich. Yes, I like what I see. Now time for me to take this off and put another one. Guys, it's hot, so be careful when you're doing this so you don't get burnt. Now time to check on this one as well. Guys, look at this. There's a lot of goodness in there waiting for me to enjoy. You're welcome to enjoy with me the sandwiches. I'm going to slice them up when they are still hot. The advantage of this sandwich maker is it clearly divides the bread for you, so you can easily slice it up. There is no way you can put this on the table breakfast morning and you don't have people who are delighted to enjoy this. Guys, this is how our sandwiches will look like. If you like what you see and you've just been watching, please subscribe. And for those of you who just enjoy to watch, thank you for watching. I know one day you will subscribe and you'll be able to get videos as and when they drop in and join the family of Easy Cooks at home. Inside. Baraka.